Let's go back now to our top story, the missile attack on Saudi Arabia. Joining us now is Andreas Krieg. He's an assistant professor at the Defence Studies Department at King's College London. So here we go again, another missile attempt, unsuccessful. Talk us through what you think happened.
Right, I mean, it's the thousandth day of this operation, and I think the Houthis wanted to make a statement that they're still up and running and that they're still fighting, despite the fact that, you know, in recent days and weeks there have been allegations that the Houthis are weakened by the split with Abdullah Saleh, and that they possibly would not be able to shoot missiles further into Saudi territory, but they proved otherwise. And I think it's mostly a stunt by the Houthis, you know, in terms of PR, saying that we're still active, we're still running, and we're able to actually hit high-profile targets, such as allegedly the palace in Riyadh, where Mohammed bin Salman was supposed to announce the budget today. So this is obviously off the table now, because, you know, this has been a very, very disruptive impact, and this is what the Houthis want to do. They want to disrupt. They might not be able to actually cause pain, or they might not actually cause physical pain on Saudi, because the Patriot system works relatively well, the intercepting system provided by the Americans. But it's more about the impact that this has on the psyche of the Saudi population. You know, you know, that here is a Mohammed bin Salman, who's a defense minister and crown prince, who went into this war in 2015 saying to his people, we will stop ballistic missiles coming into our country. What actually happened is, since 2015, the ballistic missile threat towards Saudi Arabia has actually exacerbated. So he looks like he looks a bit weak now, considering the fact that over the last 2 years the ballistic missile threat has become a lot worse. Now a lot more targets are actually within the range of the Houthis. You know, we've seen attacks on Riyadh, we've seen attacks on Mecca. So while this war was somewhat contained in the south in 2015, now this is a war that has spread into the very heart of Saudi Arabia. It really is attacking the hearts and minds of the Saudi people.
Okay, so that's their message, and it could possibly be very effective, but could it backfire in the sense that Saudi Arabia will retaliate? I mean, we are hearing of attacks already underway. Couldn't that further decimate the Houthis? There'll be more victims.
Absolutely, and I think that attacks have been already on the way. There has been already a forceful response, and that, I think, is the entire issue with this. The Yemen War is a quagmire that Saudi Arabia cannot get out of. It's a tit-for-tat war, a spiral of violence that Saudi has set in motion, where one side acts and the other side responds, and it goes on and on and on. And, you know, with obviously what's happening in Yemen with this humanitarian crisis, and then further bombardments also on civilian targets. You know, we've seen a procession being hit yesterday of civilians, 136 people killed. These things have an impact also on the psyche of the Yemeni population. But the Houthis don't care about this, because in the end of the day, they are a rebel organization. Saudi Arabia is a state that has to present itself and ask question. You know, there's a lot of scrutiny on this war now internationally, within the West in particular, even in DC, and Saudi Arabia has to answer why they continuously bomb, because really what they're achieving is further exacerbating this spiral of violence and creating a counter-reaction by the Houthis. So I think further down the line, what is needed is proper engagement. But how could this engagement look like? You know, we've seen in recent weeks, we've seen the UAE and Saudi trying to reach out to no other than the Al-Islah movement, the Al-Islah party, which is a derivative, was for many, many years a part of the Muslim Brotherhood, who they were aiming to fight in 2015, and now they claim they are partners in a war against the Houthis. And they're making the same mistake all over again. You know, the Saudis have played each single player in this conflict over the last 20, 30 years, and now they're now they're trying to cooperate with just another one that they were trying to hit at 2 years ago. So this is all short-term think. I don't think the Saudis have really found a long-term solution to get out of this war, and this is what is needed. There is no quick victory in Yemen.
Okay, Andreas, thank you very much.